going to try to illustrate what I'm talking about by asking for Dr. McNabb's help, which I couldn't let him get off this easy this morning. And I wouldn't have had the courage to do this 20 years ago. But I'm going to ask him to raise his right hand. And in a second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place pressure on his right hand, and in many ways to signify the pressure and the demands and the challenges that face us every single day. So I'm just going to say go, and I'm going to place pressure upon him. Go. I didn't ask you to push back. Wait 1 second. But notice that's what he did, and that's what we do, because that's called being a human being. You know, when we are faced with pressure, we either do one of two things in our first breath. We either fight or we flee. That's our first breath. What I'm suggesting to you is there's another option. Wait. Is I'm going to ask him to place pressure on me. And rather than place my focus on the external pressure and think about how unfair this is, I'm going to turn the focus on my resources. And rather than fight or flee, I'm going to flow. And we're going to dance. For 20 years, I've been dreaming of dancing with him on the... And I don't know about you, it seems to me a much better way to make the journey, rather than fighting and fleeing, flow, dance, grace, love. Viktor Frankl, as many of you know, was a prisoner in the concentration camps in Nazi Germany. He saw his entire family go to the gas chambers, and he was a psychiatrist and was viewed as valuable, so they spared him, but they tortured him every day. And while being tortured, he came up with what he called the greatest of all human freedoms. He said, they can do anything they want to my body, and they are torturing me, but they cannot rob me of my greatest freedom, which is my ability to choose how I'm going to respond to this. He said his torturers were trapped in their first breath. They were reacting from fear. He was free. And he chose to forgive while being tortured. Now that same spirit, that same grace, that same strength, that same love was evident in Jesus the Christ. While nailed to a cross, the story goes, he took a deep breath. He looked into the very eyes of the ones who hammered the nails. Father, forgive.